So Andrew, do you know anybody who has gone to Europe to get married and then spend a whole another month traveling through Europe and eating and staying at fabulous places?
What a crazy experience.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On officially having your dream wedding.
Thank you.
It looked fabulous.
Wish you were there.
I wish I was there too. I felt like I was there. Yeah. Living vicariously through your Instagram.
Every time someone asks me, I get like speechless like this because it's like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
I tell everyone, I had post-wedding depression. I had post-trip depression. Not depressed because of what happened, but like just sad that it's not happening anymore.
You're on such a high.
Yeah.
So Andrew went to Lake Como this was September.
Of last year. We went to Lake Como and Italy and everywhere not to experience, right? And to do it. But we got married in Tuscany.
Okay, yeah.
In Florence, yeah.
Yeah, he got married in Florence. It's been like 2 months already.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got back October 1st.
Yeah, so he had his dream wedding in Tuscany and then ended up traveling to how many countries after that? You guys had like the most epic honeymoon I've ever seen.
Our whole mindset was like, we're already out there in Europe. We might as well just explore and enjoy our time together after such a big event. Mm-hmm. And that was nice. It was nice to unwind and just like get to know each other better. I mean, not get to know each other better, but just to like grow and experience something new together. Mm-hmm. So we went to Venice, Greece, Croatia, France, and then ended up in Turkey. So
that's so crazy. Yeah. Turkey.
Yeah, Cappadocia, beautiful. Yeah. If you guys haven't been, definitely go check it out. Like they're known for like their hot air balloons.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that looks so epic. Okay, wait, I have so many questions about your trip. Okay, so what was the most memorable meal that you guys had?
Oh man.
If you had to pick just one.
Just one. Our wedding dinner night. The seafood risotto. My goodness.
Did you guys get to try everything beforehand?
Yeah, so last year when we went, we got to try everything and like it was just so amazing. Like I don't know, like that was like the one thing we wanted to like make sure it was good.
You were like looking forward to that for a whole year.
Oh yeah.
And it lived up to the hype again.
And everyone was stoked to it. That and then like I would say in Turkey, so we were traveling the whole time, so it felt like we were eating out and I mean we were eating out every night and every meal all over Europe. And then when we ended up in Turkey, that's where we felt like we were eating like home cooked meals. So like the first meal we had was like this beef dish that was like in a tomato sauce cooked in a pot. And then like they bring it to your table and they crack the pot and they pour it out onto like a bed of rice. And it was like a beef stew.
It's the rice. That's why you guys are missing rice.
Oh yeah, 100%. We missed rice too, but it was just like beef stew, and it's just like so tasty and just like, I don't know, the flavors and everything and the people. But I think all the meals are great. I had so much carbs.
It looked like you did not hold back at all.
Nope. I binge ate too. I was just like, we're on vacation. I'm going to eat everything that I can and drink everything that I can.
And then the most memorable, I mean, I know it's probably going to be hard to pick, but like the one destination that was the most memorable.
Ooh. Right off the top of my head would be Croatia. Just something that like a lot of people, you don't hear people going to like, oh, I'm going to go to Croatia.
Yeah.
So Dubrovnik, very beautiful. Like the experience we had there, the people we met, the food we ate, everything was great. And like just like everything, like the water was nice. It was like it was like Hawaii again, but like beautiful, different kind of vibe, Yeah. Game of Thrones vibes.
How was Greece?
It's like let me just tell you about every destination. I'm just kidding.
No, that's like my last question, because it's like the one place that people are like, I want to go to Greece. Like McKenna was on here and she was like, I want to go to Greece. Everybody wants to go to Greece, but I feel like your behind the scenes was like hilarious.
I just want to say, like, I think Greece, especially like Santorini, is a big Instagram versus reality. Like, it's super beautiful. Like, it's such a different vibe out there, the scenery, everything. But like, it's so crowded. It was so crowded. We were like telling everyone, like all the restaurant people and the hotel workers and whatnot, we're like, oh, it's so crazy. Like, it's so crowded. And they're like, this is nothing. And we're like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, this is like post COVID, you know, like kind of shoulder season already. Like, can you imagine summer? And we're like, oh no, we're never coming for summer. But yeah, it was beautiful. Everything was awesome. Definitely like a place where like you need to go and check out, but then I'd have no desire to go back, you know?
Yeah. Check off that bucket list.
Yeah, I mean, that trip in general was just an unforgettable trip. And just like, you know, me being away from work, you know, I didn't do any work. Like, it was nice to just like
being away from me and Uncut.
I'm just kidding. Check out and do everything. But I mean, during that time, you were doing something huge too. You started your Hometown Legends project. So tell me about that and tell the viewers about that.
I know. I feel like I'm like tongue twisted too. So basically the short version is that I think I talked about this on one of the episodes, but then I always had this idea to like create this documentary about hometown legends about kupuna from Hawaii Island, because I grew up with kupuna, my grandparents, and they just, I don't know, we have in our culture, we have so much respect and reverence for them, and I feel like we just need to hear from them more. And so I just kind of went out on a limb, not knowing anything about creating a documentary really and funding a documentary. And we filmed, it was back in August through September. We're in post-production now. We released a trailer. It was, if you guys haven't seen it, please go see it. And then we're doing post on the final documentary. It's just been a really good learning experience because it's the first time that I've ever created something like this. The length of it, it's like almost an hour long. You know, normally we create like these 3-minute, 5-minute commercials or films, and this is you gotta keep an audience for a whole hour. And the team was great. Our characters are great. So it was just a magical project, and hopefully I will continue to learn more about distribution and festivals and all that stuff. But yes, it was a dream.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you know, for the time I've known you, like, you've always been passionate about so many things, but like it was like this project where I was just like, oh yeah, this is something different for Kolby. You know, you have like that personal connection, and then just like a different like aspect of your creative career too. So
yeah, and I think it was a good experience for me to finally, after being a filmmaker for so many years and having Aria Studios is now like 14. Wait, how old are we? We're old. We're 14 years old. And so kind of I got into this rhythm, you know, of like, it's easy. It was easy. It was like, you know, it got to a point where I didn't have to shoot every wedding, every commercial. So it got to the point where it was easy. But this forced me out of that comfort zone big time. Like, so it was scary. It was all the emotions. It was exhilarating. It was scary. It was confusing. But then it was different, and it was a challenge, and it made me like feel alive again. Like, learning something new. I feel like we should all be learning something new always.
Yes. Learning never stops. And you know, that's a common theme in all of our podcasts, you know, like being out of your comfort zone, and because that's when great things happen. And you know, a lot of people don't do that. And even in today's podcast, you know, our guest today, we talked about, you know, how the learning never stops, and just like continuing to grow your craft, and she's where she's at now because she never stopped learning.
Yeah, so in our first of our little mini holiday series, we get to interview Pashyn Santos. She's a content creator, she's a mom, she's an author,
Locomata.
She's a Locomata and all her characters. She's just amazing and so inspiring. And the thing that I took away, one of the things I took away is that she created a lane for herself. She like totally created a lane that wasn't ever, she was doing videos back when there was Vine. I don't know if our listeners even know what that is, but I mean, she was one of the original OG. Yeah.
Vine, 6 seconds. You had 6 seconds to capture the attention of a viewer, make them laugh, share whatever information you have, and kind of just keep growing. And she's been doing that, and now with all the different platforms, and she's on to writing, you know, different spots, different shorts, and even an exciting project that, you know, we talk about in this podcast. So.
Yeah. So we're super excited to have her on. She also plugged a few things that is coming out really soon.
Pashyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here with the both of you that we both worked on stuff together.
I know. It's so fun to talk story like outside of outside of working, because then we talk, but then we don't actually get to like talk. So I'm like, now we get to dig into all the stories.
Yeah, we were just talking about how like we talk in the outside and we were catching up and whatnot, but it's like it's never like recorded like this, so it's like it's only between us and so that's why like Kolby and I wanted to do this as well, like just like we both know you separately, and like it's a chance to just have a conversation, share your story, catch up, and share it with everyone else.
Yeah, and I love it too, because a lot of times you want to see what people really are like behind the scenes, or what their real voice sounds like. And a lot of times people are like, oh man, I can't wait to hang out with you because that Locomadas character.
You're gonna be doing it 24/7.
Like, oh well, if you actually knew me.
Pretty just introvert. A character, but no.
Do you ever feel like when you're hanging out with people, like you need to be funny? I mean, I know you are funny, like naturally funny, but do you feel like there's pressure to be like, I need to be funny, like turn my funny on or something?
Sometimes, but actually, Wendy and I was just talking about this. I was at my best friend's birthday party, and it was just me and a bunch of her friends, and I met them all that day. And I think that there was a slight expectation that I was going to be like that life of the party, but I realized that what I normally do is take a large step back and let everybody else kind of shine. And I feel like I'm more of like a link to be like, this person is the dancer, this person is the mayhu, and just help them to elevate and shine in their own lights, because I'm always that. And so if I can bring it out of them a little bit, that's what I like to do.
Yeah. So your friends wouldn't be like, oh, Pashyn's like the life of the party.
Probably
people who
not.
really know you.
Probably not. They'll be like, no, she's not.
That's crazy, because I mean, a lot of people like that too, like social media, and it's just like you have these characters and whatnot, and then in real life it's like you're just chill, it's like everyone's human. And a lot of people don't realize that. So
yeah, it's funny when people are like, oh, I'm a fangirl or I'm a fanboy. It's like, I still gotta go home wash dishes. So.
I'm a mom. I gotta go do the mom thing. So did you know, like early on, like when in your life did you realize like, oh, I'm pretty funny, maybe I can make a living doing this?
When was, like, did you create a video or something, or like how did all that start?
Well, I have to give it to just like our culture in general. We just are funny people. Polynesians in general are just funny people. Like some of the funniest people I've ever met are like the Tahitians, Samoan, Tongans, Fijians that I grew up with in Laie. And then on top of that, my papa, pure Portuguese guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the funniest, and he's always got a joke. And so just playing off of that. But yeah, I guess I was always the silly one. I was always the entertainer for my siblings, so I'm the oldest. And trying to entertain all the younger kids was part of my kuleana. But then I loved entertainment, so I was in entertainment my whole life. Polynesian Culture Center dancer, danced for Tihati on a cruise ship for a little while.
Oh, cool.
And then I've always wanted to get into acting, but I never wanted to move away. And then social media became a thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this, and I don't have to move away, and I can be my complete and total self. And so I got into Vine.
Vine.
It was like, and Vine was one of those things, you had 6 seconds to... You actually had 3. 3 seconds with whether or not people were going to swipe or stay. And 6 seconds to deliver something amazing. And so that's kind of where I got started.
What were some of your early Vines? Did you do like the characters back then too?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of like picking fun at local people, like waving. Actually, one of the first ones that blew up was going, oh my gosh, that's Lehua. Lehua, hi. Oh my gosh, that's not Lehua.
Yeah, that and that's like relatable, you know, like everybody does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God, that's me.
yeah. I think I did that too.
I just did that.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Oh, he's the guy in the back.
Yeah. Just walk away. Play it
Waving
out.
to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're waving to.
So you continued that, and at the time you were working like a regular job and all that, right?
Yes. So, and I think I knew early on that I loved entertainment.
Yeah.
So some of the jobs that I held the longest were entertainment industry. So Polynesian Culture Center, working on a cruise ship. And then for a little while, I was a flight attendant for Hawaiian Airlines.
Oh,
You were? I can picture that.
But it was like, it wasn't my thing. And boy, were my parents pissed.
Yeah.
Like, flight benefits.
And then for about 5 years, I worked at Apple. So I would say like one part of me is I love comedy and I love to learn and take topics and figure out ways to make it relatable, funny, digestible. And then I am like the total nerd. I love technology. And so right before I worked at Apple, I was doing YouTube videos on how to like hack and jailbreak your phone.
Really? Like, you're serious? Or were you doing it like
I was for real.
skit? Oh.
Like I was actually, and I worked for like this online magazine where we would take cases and stuff and review it and then put that content out there.
Seriously?
So sick.
Oh, it's probably still out there. We should go look for it.
Everybody go look for that.
Yeah.
How to jailbreak your phone by Pashyn.
And actually, like some of the people that I grew up with on YouTube are like huge today. So
For real?
I don't know if you guys know Marcus Brownlee, but he has like a company called MKHB, and his YouTube channel is like huge.
Does he just
now.
do like reviews and stuff?
We started off doing reviews together, and now he does like, he has this entire company where like he just did something with Elon Musk. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's like huge.
Dang.
Like, Marcus, can we like start
Remember
working
me?
back? Yeah, working together again.
Oh, that's sick. Oh yeah. So okay. So you're still into technology, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. I see people don't know that about you. I'm
I
sure,
know. Okay, so you're doing YouTube videos about like how to jailbreak phones, and then did that transition into comedy skits, or was it mostly just on when Instagram became?
So finding my love for technology helped me to transition into getting a job at Apple. So I worked at Apple retail for like 5 years, and during those 5 years, I put aside anything to do with entertainment or technology reviews, of course, because it was also a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Review stuff.
Jailbreaking their phones.
And that. Actually, I think I had to take all of those ones down.
Yeah.
So if I owned it, it got taken down. And then from there, Vine came out.
Oh,
towards
Vine.
The end of my 5 years there, Vine came out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. I love this.
Yeah.
And Vine blew up.
Yep.
It was doing so good, and it was so easy to go viral. And it was like the one platform that where everybody got their content. So of course it's like all eyes on you. And I really realized that was what I wanted to do. So I went kind of all in on content creation again. Yeah.
How often were you posting? Like every day you're posting stuff?
There was this like local group. I think it was run by the same people that do 808 Viral, and it was like Hawaii Vines. And there was this one moment at the end of the year where they gave all these local creators awards. Yeah, and I won the award for most content posted daily. Because I would do like maybe 6 to 7 videos every day.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
You went all in.
Yeah, I really did.
And it's like 6 seconds too. Like, do you kind of like plan it out, or like it's like whatever comes to your head, you kind of just like create it, or?
sometimes it was like whatever comes to mind, but then 6 seconds, I know you guys know this, like being able to execute something in 6 seconds, you kind of had to plan it out, and then there was like hundreds of takes to get it correct, because then you're like delivering your last line and it cuts off. That was the line, I need to say it.
You must have been doing it like full time then, because if you're doing 6 or 7 a day and it takes like time to plan, to post, to do comment, I mean, or like
like share it pretty much. So this was after Apple then, so you weren't working at Apple anymore.
I was for a little while. So I was
like towards the end of it.
I was like working my regular shift, and then I would come home and I would film as much as I could.
Nice.
And then my days off, I would film like 30.
Oh my gosh.
And then
that's
spread
so
it
much
out.
content.
Yeah. And,
wow.
And then I was like, you know what? I think it's time to disappoint my parents again.
What are you quitting your job for?
My dad's like, you're medical.
Right? First the flight benefits, now the medical, there's nothing left.
What's next?
Because even back then too, like now, I mean, you know, people do like paid, I mean, you get like whatever, you can get paid for reels and stuff like that. But like with Vine, was there stuff like incentives for creators?
No, not from the actual platform. It was all product placement,
like sponsors
and sponsorships at the time.
So
and then
did you get a lot?
I got quite a bit, which was fun because it was like back then.
Yeah, and it was like proof of concept almost for you, right? Like, oh, I'm doing something and I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah.
I bet that felt really cool. Like, do you remember like your first product deal?
I remember like my first big one for McDonald's.
Oh,
wow.
McDonald's of Hawaii, and I was like, Dad, here's my medical.
I get McDonald's now.
Yeah.
I got $1,000 in gift cards for you.
I'm gonna need medical.
Wow, that's a lot of McDonald's.
Need medical.
$1,000 to get you pretty far is McDonald's.
That's sick.
That is awesome.
So they reached out and they were like, feature a product and we'll pay you.
Yeah, and it was so cool because they just gave us the product and
just
they were
creative
like,
freedom.
Do what you want. Do it. Do what your audience would be good with. And so it was just like me and my little brother seeing who can eat the fish fillet faster.
Oh my god! And you got 6 seconds.
Dang, you should have brought a fish fillet.
Yeah, McRib, you couldn't eat that in 6 seconds. Maybe the fish fillet.
Yeah, that's so cool because I mean, like that was like the beginning of like all of this kind of content,
creators.
right? Yeah, content creators. So like, you're like an OG.
Yeah,
You are.
Yeah, you paved the way. No, and then so okay. So what happened after that? Like, what was your like next steps or your thought process or like your plan? You know, did you have a plan or you just kind of going with the flow or?
all I knew is that I had to put my all into everything. So then it was, all right, Vine's here and Instagram became a thing and eyes were also on YouTube. So I had to divide my time up between all of them and be sure that if they were going to go anywhere else, I was also going to be on that platform as well. And so that's what I did. And it was kind of like a, if this, then that. Like if I post here, then I also post here. And then I realized really quickly that the people that go on Facebook don't want the same content as the people that go on Vine. And they have very different personalities, even if it's the same people. And I see that today with like people that go on TikTok and they watch a video. Most of the time the comment section is funnier than the actual video.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see the same person that is commenting some Whitney Houston thing on TikTok, and then they go to Instagram and watch the same video and they just give it a heart, or they're like an emoji. Because I guess people feel comfortable in different spaces, even if it's virtual, which is
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
I feel that because it's like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, Twitter is kind of just like your diary, whatever you want to post, and then Facebook's more like family, your parents, and stuff around there.
Yeah.
Even Instagram,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like more professional now. But
And
yeah,
then
I think
YouTube.
oh yeah, YouTube.
What's the one platform that you gravitates more? Like, what platform feels the most like real or safe to you?
I think I just normally default to Instagram because it just feels like the thing that most people open up first. But I love asking where people watch my stuff. Like if
It's
I
good
get
to know.
stopped or anything,
Yeah.
I'm like they're like, I love your stuff. I'm like, oh, where do you watch it?
Yeah, because now it's so, I mean, even like the aspect ratio, it's like you got to film something in, like, if you want to do YouTube, do you just do the same, like you just post it on all the platforms, or do you make specific content for each platform?
So there was a point where I was vlogging everything too, and
Oh,
I kind of
that's
stopped
a
for a
lot.
little while because then I'd have to pause and be like, all right, we gotta redo that.
You're
So I
right.
can turn my phone.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
All right, everybody, hot dog style now.
Yeah. So now you just do one way and then just put it that way everywhere.
Yeah, I normally just post as if I'm doing a reel or a TikTok or a story.
It's crazy how vertical content is like.
Won.
Yeah, it won.
Nobody thought it would. Like, no, that's not gonna stick.
Hot dog style.
Hot dogs.
Hot dog style content or hamburger style content. That's a good one. We're gonna turn that into something. Would you like hamburger style content or hot dog style content? We got you. Yeah. By Pashyn. So we know that you love to write, and write your own content, write skits and stuff. And you're saying like you wanted to be an actor, right? So how did you further your career from there? Like, what steps did you take? Like after like the internet and stuff.
After the internet.
After being on the internet,
I think the internet was cool because it's constant feedback.
Oh yeah, instant too sometimes.
Yes.
Or most of the time.
Instant, constant feedback. And boy, like when you go viral, it is the funniest thing to just be roasted in the comments. And like to this day, I did a video a couple days ago, and it did pretty well. And the comment section just went off on me, and and it was because like I admit I was wrong. There's a saying, and it's originated from the Bay Area, and it is when you are describing your food, and your food smacks. Smacks. And I said, oh yeah, like your food
Wait, what does
slaps.
that mean when you're, like it's good?
good. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, when your food is bussin' or it hits or it slaps. And I was like, but in Hawaii, we kind of like passed all the action stuff and went straight to like broke them out. And so I posted that, and everyone from the Bay Area was like, food does not slap. and the comment section, and then they'll just like pick out other things too. So they're like, food does not slap 5 head.
Well, now that I'm here already roasting you, I just roast you another level. Dang.
Jeez. Okay, that's like one thing about being a content creator that I don't think you gotta like have such a like tough skin to just be like whatever, or like not even read the comments. But like, how do you deal with that? And like, has that changed over the years?
I think over the years it became less personal. I've learned to make it not so personal. I don't take it that way, and instead I either think it's hilarious or I take it as feedback, so I can figure out what people want or how to better myself. And so going back to your question, it became like a constant audition for me. Mm-hmm. And so all of these skits and everything became my way of putting out auditions so that people can see my acting style. Mm-hmm. And I would get real live feedback, like,
Oh,
did not look sad at all.
see that? I'd be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not cut out for this.
I'm done.
I quit.
But it also opened up amazing opportunities for other people, like actual casting directors, to see my content. And so because of that, I got to do really fun projects. We did a HBO pilot not too long ago, and I got to do a couple short films for HIF, and all of that would not have been possible if I didn't put myself out there on the internet. I feel like, because it's a little harder to find stuff and then go in and audition and all of that. So I don't think I would have been able to perfect my craft as well as I do through social.
Yeah. Has there been any times where you just like it really was like, I don't know, just really hit you? Because it seems like you're just like, whatever. I mean, you have the best attitude about it, and that's, I think, the way people need to view it. Like, if you are creating content, like, these trolls are they're just out to just...
They're just keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors. Yeah, they're just, like, not out there trying to, like, help you or, like, be constructive, or they're just...
Yeah, or, like, was there a time where you
Yeah.
questioned, like, that entertainment side? You're like, oh, man, I should have listened to Dad.
Never. No. Yeah, there was like a solid like 2 years where I wanted to quit every single day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, I hate this.
Just because of the negative feedback?
I think that, and I fell into that. Let me make content to make people happy.
Yeah.
And so, like, in that same breath of trying to take all of this feedback, I also like changing my content to cater to the feedback and the negative comments stick out like a sore thumb. And so, like, I can have 100 positive comments, but that one negative comment is gonna eat at me.
That's what you're gonna remember. Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
I had to like remind myself there's so many people that like my stuff, and this one person is, whether they truly meant it or not, I can't cater myself to this avocado.
Yeah, yes. That's a good one. Can't cater myself to this avocado. Yeah, I mean, you can't please everyone, especially on the internet. Like, the internet, there's so many people, your your reach is so far, like, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to hear, though, because I think a lot of, I mean, even when I get a bad Yelp review or something like that, it's just like, what? Somebody doesn't like me? You take it so personally. It's like not even about, if somebody says something like not even related to me, but something like maybe towards a team member or like my company, it's like, oh my God, I need to change everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I take it so personally, and like I used to like script out like or draft out like how we're gonna respond, and like send it to everybody like, does this sound okay? And then like quickly they just like slap back on something else, and just like, oh, okay, now
Yeah.
people are gonna read this and they're gonna think I'm horrible or whatever. But then you can't be creating content for other people, right?
Yeah. And I think that's where I kind of lost myself for a little while, because I also was trying to be more Disney and a little more like family style, where like everybody can watch my stuff. And I think I was losing a lot of like the wit and humor and whimsical fun that comes with people wanting to watch this kind of content that I put out in the first place, which is they wish that they could say it, but I'm the one saying it.
Yeah.
And so they want that just outside of what they're allowed to talk about.
That edgier content.
Yeah. And there was this tweet that went out by a comedian, and he was like, what's the one topic that is you can't talk about? And he had thousands of responses, and it covered everything. And so basically no topic is allowed. And I was like, well, then screw it, we're gonna talk about everything.
Yeah.
So when was it your first act? I know you said you did HBO and whatnot recently, but like, when was that first like callback that you got? Do you remember that?
For like a real, like it felt real.
Yeah.
was this project that I did here called Rocket Club.
Uh-huh.
And it's available on Amazon.
Check it out.
Where I got to play this anti-character that's both a city bus driver and a taxi driver.
Sick.
And it was actually supposed to be played by like a guy. And when I did like a quick audition, they were like, this is your character. And so that callback was super fun because the entire team just came off of working for, I want to say one of the superhero movies that was filming at Kulo Ranch.
Oh, wow.
And so all of the equipment was like legit
Like
equipment.
super, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like, is that your like first exposure to all that?
Yeah, and first exposure to talking to geniuses on set. And just being able to pick everybody's brains about what you should do with the sound and standing and all of that. And then being a little more free. They're like, yeah, it's a script, but like we wrote it and then we casted you. So you have to
Put your spin on it.
And there was my first one, so I was like, I just got to get this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so we did a whole bunch of takes of the right way to say it, and then finally the director was like, okay, now interpret it however you want.
Say it in your own words.
Yeah. And it's so cool because that's the one that made the cut.
Oh,
sick.
that's
They just-
awesome.
that's why they casted you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Was it did you get to be like, was it set in Hawaii? Like you got to talk pigeon, like do the pigeon thing and like all that?
yes.
Okay, I want
yeah.
to see it now. What year did this come out?
I believe 2017.
Oh, okay.
2018. Yeah.
So you filmed 2017, 2018-ish.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, so that's the timeline. And then
Yeah.
and then after that, like, did that spark something else in you? Like, oh, yep, I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, because it felt so fun. Like it did not feel like work at all.
I bet.
And though when I was doing that, it felt like a really good skit that I write and do it myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is addicting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was continuing to make sure that I can be my best self so that when I'm out there doing something, I'm not wasting anybody's time, and I also want to come correct. And so I would watch all of these interviews of just amazing actresses and actors that I look up to. And yeah, just trying to perfect it in any way I can without actually having to pay to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
No, that's cool because you had a dream like way back, like you wanted to get into acting, and then but you're like, I don't want to leave home. But then you kind of created your own path to do the thing that you wanted to do.
And it's so cool because before, in order to be an artist, all you needed was some pencils or some paint and a canvas. Or to be a writer, all you needed was a pencil and paper. But to be an actor, actress, producer, and create content in any form, it was really expensive. And you needed a lot of training, and you needed the right people, and then to put it out. But now all we need is our phone.
Crazy.
Yeah, and you can film something, edit it, and broadcast it worldwide.
Instantly. Like,
Instantly. Yeah.
And I just think, how lucky am I to have that? And then to kind of have the balance of knowing what it was before, and so to really know how lucky I am. And you ask like most of the kids nowadays what they want to do, and they're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a streamer. And I was like, man, that wasn't even a thing. That wasn't like, we had no one in career day for this.
Yeah. It wasn't even possible, like a
Right.
thought, you know?
Yeah.
There was no platform for that.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people wouldn't even think anything in that realm, like actor, but also like a filmmaker, or like all of that seemed like something that happened way over there, like
Right.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And we don't even have access to that. Like, we're never going to go to film school. But yeah.
And then you think, oh, what if our ancestors came back and was like, oh, what do you do? My mo'opuna. Like, oh, I eat online, and then everybody watch me eat, and then they pay me to eat. Like, what? Yeah, I play games, and people watch me play the game. They didn't even play the game themselves. They're just watching me play.
Yeah, I just play games and they watch. Yeah, it's crazy. What a crazy thought, you know? Like, and the amount of money they're making too. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
Like,
it's insane. I know.
Or like even just like that one kid that like they realize it too. Just him reviewing toys, Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan's a kamaaina now.
Yeah.
He lives.
Yeah. And his parents, this whole thing, like they just take care of this now, and it's like just opening up toys. You know, who would have thought?
Crazy.
But you know, you say like, what a time to be alive, and you're lucky. But like, you also realize that, you know, like that balance you said, where you realize and you took advantage of it, and you really like worked at it, you know. So it's like that's something huge too. So that's and so now, years later, after that 2017 role, you've been in so many more things, right? And you kind of like write your own stuff and produce your own commercials and stuff too.
I do. And I think that I'm just on this constant pursuit of what brings me joy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Marie Kondo, but with life. I don't know if do you watch Marie Kondo?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, does this bring you joy?
Yeah.
No? Okay, then let it go. Set it free.
Yes.
And just being happy, because so many people got it backwards, that if I get this job, or if I do this correctly, or if I just graduate from high school, college, then I'll be happy. When it's the exact opposite. Like, if we are happy now, then it contributes so much more to our successes. And so I know that keeping in a constant state of gratitude, keeping in a constant state of joy, happiness, helps me stay creative, stay positive, helps to influence who I'm surrounded with. And I take it really seriously. Seriously, I'm joking. Seriously, I'm serious.
Seriously though.
I mean, that was like one of my questions for you, is like, how do you stay in the space, mental space, or like spiritual everything, to be able to create content that brings joy to other people? Because I don't know, sometimes you just don't feel joyful or like funny, or that you have anything to share. But then if that's your job, like, how do you maintain that? How do you stay in that space where you can like do that and do that for other people?
I think being totally okay with saying no was hard for me for a really long time, because I really wanted to make everybody happy, and I thought that making other people happy was also saying yes all the time. But what it did was make me really unhappy. And then on top of that, there's like this saying in the gaming community right now, and they're like, touch grass. And it just means like people are just focused and glued on their tech or on their TVs, on their games, and they're just not getting out of the house. And so even when I go and talk to youth, they ask me like, what do you do to come up with all your stuff? And I'm like, put my phone down. Because I need to talk to people, listen to what's going on. And you wonder why it's so relatable. Is because I'm doing the thing. And then just being okay with not doing anything at all.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Some people forget to do that.
Yeah.
They feel like they always have to keep going. So
and even I do. I get caught up in like, oh my gosh, I'm not moving. Or like I'll pick up my phone and check my email, and I'm like, refresh
automatically,
refresh.
Like you're not even thinking about it. Your fingers just go. I'm just like, wait, I'm on Instagram right now. I didn't even like think about it.
And it's so easy to just get caught up in the swiping or check on everybody else, but like check on yourself too.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yep.
Yeah. That's true.
This is perfect, going into the holiday season and all that. You mentioned gratitude and the importance of it, like how does being grateful, or how is being grateful like a part of your life? Like how do you use that to kind of like drive what you do and what you're doing for other people and yourself as well?
I have a really fun thing that I do with my siblings, and they know right away if they see me. Then one, I'm going to ask them if they drank water, and the other thing I ask is, do you have a gratitude journal? And I don't even mean like an actual journal where you pencil it in. It's just like being so present that you sometimes take for granted the little things. And I love waking up or before I go to sleep, just looking around and being like, man, I really am happy to be here in this AC, or just having a shirt that smells good, or being able to shampoo my hair. So I think it helps you to find joy. And when you think about the things that you're grateful for, you're looking for the good throughout your day. And so especially doing it at night. And it really shifts your lens on how you see things. Because a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm going to go into this store and everybody's going to judge me. So when you are looking for that, sometimes that's all you see. And so of course it's going to kind of manifest into what your experience is going to be, because that's all you're looking for is somebody to judge you. And so instead, and shifting it towards gratitude and all the things that you're grateful for throughout your day, it shifts your perspective and your lens and your positive attitude immensely for the next day to come. Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
Believe that.
Yeah, I
We're
truly
big
believe
on
that
too. Yeah. I mean, I wonder about, I think maybe we might be like naturally grateful, but I do encounter people who are not, like they're just naturally ungrateful. I don't know if that could be a thing, but then it really, like you said, it does manifest. And it's just like, oh, if you like are grumbling about something, like, oh, so many things to grumble about, it's like you watch them and it's like they continue that cycle. It's so crazy. It's like more bad luck, or like more negative, more of that. And just like, dude, just like shift it to like look for the good. I promise you, just try it. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be around that. I think more and more as I get older, it's like hard to be around that kind of energy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was at an event last night and Alice Noe was speaking and she was sharing this thing and she's like, a person has 60,000 thoughts every single day, and it's like proven studies over the past 10 years, and then majority of that are like negative thoughts, or there's so many thoughts that like they tend to lean towards negative thoughts because it's so easy, and like you're creating that reality. Versus if you were to think positive thoughts, you're creating that reality, and there's so many different realities. And just be positive and like kind of like lose that negative energy and be grateful for different things, and not just grateful but like specifically what are you grateful for, and
no, that's true, because like we do tend to lean on the negative. It's like, oh, I'm hot, or like that kind of thing. Exactly. But then that's like natural, so it does take work to shift it. You just won't naturally like just all of a sudden change and be like, oh, it's hot, but thank God the AC is gonna kick in pretty soon. It's an actual practice. It's like
I just spent the whole day doing what I love,
but it does take practice for sure. How have you seen, have you had any stories where like your work or things that you do like really help somebody? Like I'm sure you have so many stories, but like what's one that kind of comes to mind?
Oh man, they're so intense, and I'm so grateful for those people that reach out and say how grateful they are. I mean, and I've gotten everything from people even now currently in the hospital that are going through crazy things, all the way up into like chemo and cancer, and but I had this one mom and she reached out to me and she said that her son took his life, and she said the only thing that they connected on, because it brought him so much joy, was watching my videos.
Oh my gosh.
And man, it it hurt me so. It hurt me to my core because like I was like, gosh, I had this. I had this ability to make him laugh, but then I was like, ugh, it wasn't enough. Or was there something else I could have said or done, or a type of content that I could have created to keep him around one more day, and maybe that one more day could have helped him out. But she just reached out and she was just so grateful because she was like, what I do remember is his laughs and those laughs that he had when he was watching your stuff.
Wow.
And man, that really touched me because I was like, gosh,
Whoa.
is that you from heaven? He's like, no worries. I'm playing a trumpet.
I got you. Oh.
What is that?
There's a sound stage upstairs.
Yeah, so we have a, yeah.
Is that? Are they like practicing?
The white wall, yeah.
They're making a music video right now.
I know. I saw him setting up the drum set, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they doing?" Enough, he said.
He's like, I'm fine.
Oh yeah.
Tell my mom I'm fine.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, those types of stories that like. I'm sure there's so many out there that people don't even reach out to you to.
That's
you know?
the fact that she actually like reached out. It's like there's probably so many more that you don't even know about.
Yeah, and or like that officer that got shot, the female officer.
Yeah.
And it was like such a weird coincidence because sometimes I look at who hearts my videos and stuff. I love responding to comments, but I saw her specific on it like 2 days before.
Did you know her?
No. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a cute profile picture.
So you like saw her profile and stuff.
And I'm like, I do this all the time. So I wonder how many other content creators are click on people's stuff and just kind of go down a rabbit hole. And then I was like, awesome. I'm so glad that she gets like some sort of outlet. And also like it inspired me because I'm like, I gotta do more stuff that like they would want to say, like police officers would want to say. And then boom, that happened.
That's so crazy.
That's like right before.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Days before.
Wow. Even just the fact that you had eyes on that, because so many people like your stuff, but the fact that you like clicked on hers and then went into her profile, that's like
synchronicity.
I don't know, some
crazy like
the universe. Yeah. That's all heavy stuff.
Yeah, I guess
that's heavy. But then, I mean, have you had any stories where you've like your content has inspired people in other ways? Like, I want to be a content creator too. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool thing because I get like both sides of that spectrum, where I get to help uplift somebody that really needed a laugh that day, and then on the other side, I got to go to like a bunch of career days, and how cool is it to go to a career day for content creation, and now I have like kids that are not kids anymore. They're like, they graduated high school and they're creating content. And I followed a couple and I'm like liking their stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, your stuff is hilarious. They're like, do you remember coming to career day?
No way.
Yes. Like a very specific person, not even that long ago, like a couple months ago. And I was like, what school did you go to? And how like they watched my stuff all the way throughout, and now they're putting out content too, and they're putting out the completely different stuff. They're not even doing comedy. They're like, but it inspired me to want to do it because you were like, just do it, just put it out there, be yourself, and if people like it and you like it, then it'll click, and it really does.
That's so great.
That's amazing. See, that's that side of things too. Like you get to see it full circle, and like that next generation coming up. And so, I mean, that was my next question. I was gonna ask you, like, what kind of advice would you give to someone that's like wanting to kind of get into this space or kind of want to do what you want to do? You kind of said it already, but
just create, and don't really sweat the small stuff, because you're gonna continue to learn as you go. And I think we were talking about this earlier. Like we're still learning, and you talk to any master of their craft, and they'll tell you they're still learning. And so, but then there's this thing that I read in a book called Beginner's Mind. And beginner's mind is like a grandmaster or a savant. Like sometimes you get so good at something that you can skip a few of the beginner things, and it's so easy for you. And so, like maybe what somebody beginning chess would take like 50 moves, the grandmaster would take 5, because they just know how to work it in. And but you have to take the time to get there. So I think another thing is being okay with it taking time, because in this day and age everything comes so immediate.
Yeah, that's so true.
But perfecting our own craft and our own self is going to take time. We're not Hot Pockets. We can't put ourselves in the microwave and come out in 3 minutes and be ready.
Hot Pockets.
We're not Hot Pockets.
Yum. I love a good Hot Pocket.
The learning never stops.
Yeah.
You just got to continue to grow. And I think time is a big one, like you mentioned that. Like,
Especially
in this day and age.
What did they say? It's like it takes 1,000 hours to become an expert in something. Is it 1,000?
Yeah. It was that 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours of something. You know your shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like even then, like the learning never stops. So for you, like how are you constantly evolving your craft, and like what do you,
now that you've been content creating for how many years now?
Oh, like
Vine was what,
over 8 at least.
Almost 10. Yeah.
Wow, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So how has that evolved? Like, what are you looking forward to now?
I think that what the world is kind of moving in now is the blend of both virtual and physical, and it is insane, the things that are coming out. But just being able to know that you gotta touch grass every once in a while, but also in my video you can watch me touch grass too.
I keep bringing up this writing thing because I know like you write your own shorts and skits and whatnot. So
and
like
books.
And books. So like anything exciting coming up?
Yes. We are doing a 1-hour Christmas show. It's like a Local Motto's version of Medea.
Oh, sick.
Really? Wait, where is that going to be? Where can we watch that?
That's going to be on local networks. And we were going to have it come out for Christmas. But I think we're going to just push it out and have it Christmas in July. And that's going to be so fun. I think that's going to be a blast. And then...
Wait, are you going to be doing like all the characters in this 1-hour special?
Not this time. I realized that there's times when I need help.
But you're like writing everything.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be so sick.
And it's kind of a musical too.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. And then there's a bunch of projects coming up, and most of them I signed NDAs for, so I can't even talk about them.
So you gotta stay tuned. You guys gotta stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. What we like to do is like really try to get it out of you.
I'm gonna ask again in like 2 minutes. And then, with the holiday season coming up, I know you got a book coming out.
I do. I have my second Keiki book coming out, and this one is super fun. It's super Pidgin, super local, and I think the kids are going to get a kick out of it. So the first book was called My Mom and I, and it featured a little girl and her mom. And this book is called Junior Boy.
Serious?
Yes.
I love it.
And actually, I'd love to like read.
Oh yes, I was gonna ask you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Junior Boy.
A little preview.
Oh, exclusive preview, fam.
And I love this book because it's two female illustrators from Laie. They did a phenomenal job. This is their first children's book that they're illustrating.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
And I basically gave them the writing. I was like, take it and run with it and let's see what you come up with. And I could not have even imagined the way that they interpreted the book. So
That's so
That's
cool.
amazing.
That is so crazy. So the first book, did you have a local illustrator too?
yes.
Okay.
And this girl's from Waianae, so we're going west side, east side.
All the
East side,
sides.
all the sides. All right, yeah, let's hear it.
All right.
Junior
I'm
boy.
excited.
Wait, but is this character like a character that you have in your life, like, or is it inspired by an actual character in your person in your life?
I think it's inspired by like just the kolohe-ness of who we are as kids sometimes. And I think that people will find it relatable, and also if not to themselves, then they definitely got a cousin.
Yeah.
So they know someone.
Everybody's got a junior boy in their family.
And so this whole book takes you through Junior Boy's journey of just trying to not go to school. And he comes up with all these excuses of why he can't go to school. And then at the end of the story, he realizes that there is no school because it's makuhiki season.
Oh,
Did all that.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, shoot, I did all of that, and I actually want to go out of the house and play ulumaika. So, all right, so it starts off. I'm not going to school today, cried Brada Junior Boy. I think last night at dinner, I ate Tutu's sour poi. I feel a rash coming on, and my opu's sore. Yesterday at the beach, I was stung by a man-o-war. I scraped my knees and my toes. Look at all these kakios. I broke my index finger twice. That's how come I cannot cook the rice.
Oh, so good. So
I
good.
love it. So cute.
I love
love
that. Everyone's gonna be excited for that one.
Yep. Perfect Christmas gift.
Yep.
And it was really fun choosing the title because at first it was like, do we go with I don't want to go to school today?
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, no. Because like no one wants to buy that book for their kids.
Yeah. That's true.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we were talking to just a bunch of little kids in my life, and I was like, what is the easiest book to like ask your parents to read? And it would be like something like a one-word thing. So they're like, oh, Mom, can you read me Junior Boy?
Yeah. Mom, can I read Junior Boy tonight?
Oh, so cute. That's such a great idea too, because everybody can relate to that.
So how long have you been working on this one?
This one, it's been just under a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then so that's coming out soon. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope everybody likes it.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's
That's
gonna
so
love
special, especially when you like do most of your work online, like a viral space, like a digital space, to have like something in your hand that you can be like, I made this. Like, there's my name on the book.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different medium,
Yeah,
but
totally.
you're still sharing those types of stories and lessons. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait to read it. Get it from my kids.
Yeah.
Get it for your kids. Is there anything else that you can talk about, that you can tease, or that you're just, excited about? It's basically 2023 already.
Yeah.
So crazy how quickly this year flew by.
So insane.
Keep out for the book. Continue to watch Uncut.
Aw, thank
Listen
you.
to Uncut. I love what you guys are doing.
Aw, thank
you.
you.
And for everything else, I guess just you can follow me almost everywhere. Luckily, my mom, even though she claims she wasn't a hippie, spelt my name uniquely. And so Pashyn on everything, and you can find me almost anywhere. If you guys...
You're probably the only one. Well, now everybody's probably naming their kids Pashyn.
Yeah.
But how was that growing up? Like, how do you spell your name? What's your name?
And then like the first day of school,
Yeah.
all the teachers were like, Pashyn,
Santos?
Pashyn.
That's me.
Yeah, just Miss Santos.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on here with
thank you
us
so much.
and sharing your
Thank you
story
both.
and teasing your book. That's so good.
I know.
And I keep thinking back to you going to the career fair, and then years later, this kid is creating. It's so crazy to see that. So I'm stoked for.
That's when you know you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, like the kupuna of TikTok.
the OG.
The OG.
Do you guys know what Vine is? I remember Vine, 6 seconds. But it's crazy because it's like the algorithm's going back to that. Like if you create like a 6-second video, it's gonna blow up more than like a 30-second.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're the OG, you know.
Yeah.
I just gotta come up with an OG one-liner that you guys can clip out of this, so it's as good as McKenna Maduli's and Malia's.
Oh no, I keep looking down because there's so many times I was like, oh, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut that out right
Yeah.
there. You have so many.
So many. I know. No, thank you so much. We've been wanting to have you on the show for a while. I'm just glad that our schedules synced up and we get you before the end of the year for your crazy year next year.
Me too.
Yeah, we are huge fans. We love what you're doing. We love your
Ditto.
platform, and your heart. Like, you're just so real and authentic and funny. I mean, yeah. Thank you for all the good stuff you're putting out there into the universe.
I'm echoing that right back at you both.
Thank you. And thank you guys for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and follow Pashyn on all the platforms. Aloha.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.